Welcome back to Sacred Success Salon, where we are speaking with our delightful guest experts about how to lead and thrive in the world as we are entering the new era, how to channel the new solutions, technologies, and lead and thrive as a soul-led leader. I am your host, Anna Kowalska, and I am so excited to have back in the show, Morgana Rae. So great to have you.
Bringing me back.
Yeah, so great to have you. You are an expert on this topic, so of course we had to have you back to talk about thriving. Let me just say a couple words about who you are so our audience knows who they're listening to. And you guys can check out the rest about Morgana underneath the video. Yep. She's the 20-time #1 international best-selling author of Financial Alchemy, 12 Months of Magic and Manifestation. She's been a 7-figure spiritual life and business coach for over 30 years. I have been immersed in your work for many years. It was definitely something that I dove into when I began to look at my relationship with money. I'm like, oh, of course, this resonates. The way you talk about it resonates. So let's talk about the role of money, what it is, how we get to play in the coming time as we go through this amazing, great transition on planet Earth.
Mm-hmm. Well, money and our relationship with money, I think more than anything else, mirrors our relationship with life. And especially for us spiritually oriented types, we're so comfortable with like all the energy centers above the waist. The heart chakra, the throat chakra, the vision chakra, those are all the really nice spiritual chakras. And we get a little disconnected from being rooted in earth. And so we need to be effective leaders. We have to have access to all of us, and we have to be able to relate to the physical world with integrity. And I think that that is really the biggest piece for leaders to be effective is we have to heal that rift between heart, spirit, and money. And we have to be able to negotiate and integrate the upper and the lower without friction. And if we're going to be really, really honest here, there's a lot of terrible, violent, exploitative, and human race and other species survival threats in the world right now that are tied pretty obviously to money, profit, power, all those things. And we sensitive healers, save the world types are really hyper aware of that. And rejecting money is not going to empower us and is not going to help us save the world. So we need a drastically different relationship with money that puts love first. Because if you have love and spirit and healing playing on one team and money on the opposing team, everybody's going to lose. So we need them both working together.
Oh, that is so beautiful. The vision that you are casting, ending the whole game of rejecting money and begin to work with it as something that we get to have a loving, loving relationship with. So how do we do that? I mean, I know that there are the conversation is happening and still people are still gripped by fear. There is still a conversation of economy is doing this and money is doing that. And I have to do this for money. Where do we go from here?
Well, the first thing to do is get really, really honest, because while we're rejecting money, we're also feeling rejected by money.
This is so good.
And we see really, obviously, we see sociopaths out in the world doing incredible harm and being rewarded greatly. And we don't want to be that. We don't want to be part of that. And so we unconsciously push money away, many of us. So when I talk about money, and I've already kind of hinted at this, again, I'm really going to be talking about life. But money is that area of life that we, the healers and the do-gooders and the thought leaders, we need to heal that relationship. We need to bring love and healing to that probably more than any other area of our life. I like to say that the universe gets our attention for our evolution through three primary teachers, which are money, love, and health.
Yep.
And money of the three will get your attention the fastest and the loudest because it touches everything. No money, your health isn't going to last very long, and it will affect all your relationships. So I like to focus on the money problem because it gives us the biggest bang for our buck. So how do we change our relationship with money? First, we get really honest where we are. So preemptive apologies to all of my law of attraction friends. I love you. And we're going to take that hat off and we're going to bury it 30 feet deep, and you can have it back at the end. It will not help you here. And the person who is watching right now, who is in the most anxiety and discomfort, congratulations, yay you. This is going to be the easiest for you.
Ooh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
You have an advantage. You are almost at the breakthrough, okay? So, and for the rest of us, we're going to just have to dig a little more. So this is the inner work that leads to the outer results, and everything I'm going to be talking about. Yeah, it's gonna sound woo. But hello, I know what group I'm with.
We are all.
Yeah, and it also grounds in like real cash results. It's like my client Perry, who made over $10 million the following 3 years. I think she's the biggest number so far that I know of. Leslie at 1.2 million over. She got a call a few hours after I coached her. She's probably the fastest big result. But as I've been doing this, I've noticed over the last decade, the number of millionaires coming out of this process has really ratcheted it up. So you're getting the benefit of what I know now that I didn't even know 20 years ago. So
wow, that's amazing. Look, I'm choking on that.
Yes. So to transform your relationship with money, and it's a 6-step process. And the first place, and I was my first client, but the first place we start is with a real, brutal, ruthless honesty and focus on what is wrong. You can start, and it's a great place to start, with all your scarcity experience with economics, all the things money is not letting you do, all the fears you have about not having enough, all the rejection that you feel, all of, money is the big obstacle. You can start there. You will not find the root cause there, but it's a great place to start because money is a symptom of deeper issues. Like money is just completely made up. We invented it. We decided to agree that one purse is worth $5,000 and another purse is worth $5,000, but they're just bags. And we imbue money with a lot of meaning, which makes it very sticky. So anything that has ever made you feel unloved, unworthy, unsafe, or powerless, helpless, anything, especially if it doesn't really obviously look like it has to do with money, but money represents love, value, safety, and power. So an illness, an accident, violence, rejection, a broken heart, anything that maybe you don't feel good enough or you feel ashamed of, any area of your life where you feel like you're just pressed up against the glass, looking in at the banquet of love and you're shut out, whatever that looks like, whether it has to do with romantic partners, parents, school teachers, school children, business partners, whatever that limitation is, I want you to zone in on where is the most pain. Step number 1 is uncovering the root cause. Money is the symptom. We're going for the root cause. We're like the underlying poison. And it's like a slingshot. We're going to go into the direction we don't want to go. I call the process alchemy, financial alchemy. And the first step of alchemy is an egredio. We are separating the lead as in lead in human experience from gold as in spiritual and material gold.
So So it's a situation that is not related to money, but it's the one that is causing us the most angst, pain right
Yes,
now.
yeah. You can start with the money because it's all related. Like
Yeah.
everything is related. But I find that because we're talking with our subconscious, we are really truly, and I'll give you like behind the curtain exactly what we're doing is if you have been working as hard as you can to the best of your ability, and you've been pursuing this goal and you've been battling with the same problem forever, no matter what you do. And you're doing the stuff you're supposed to do that your teachers told you do this and you'll get this result because I've been on that path, right? And you're still not getting the result that you desire and you deserve. There's a very good reason. You are protecting yourself from what you want. So no, you are not a loser. That's not it. It's not that there's something wrong with you. There's actually something very right with you, very self-loving and very self-protective, that is aware of a danger associated with what you want, even if it's wealth, even if it's love, even if it's health. Consciously, you don't have a clue because those are great things, but your subconscious keeps a record of everything. So if you are doing all the stuff and you're still not getting the result, you are protecting yourself. And what we're doing in my process is we are going to make what you want safe. As soon as something becomes safe, it's like the foot comes off the brake and things move really fast. Change happens at the speed of safety.
Oh, this is good.
That's why as soon as it's changed, that's why I see so many really dramatic results, bigger and faster than I can logically explain. It's like all those years of pursuit and doing all the work, it's like builds up this mountain of energy against this protective wall. And when the wall comes down, it can all pour in. So
wow.
How do we make it safe? First, we face the monster. Number one, uncover the root cause. The root cause is always anything that has ever made you feel unloved, unworthy, unsafe, or helpless, which is kind of another form of unsafe, the worst feeling in the world. And the more it doesn't look like it has to do with money, the better. But start with the money stuff because that's why you're watching and it's really obvious. And it's a great place to start. And we just want to build up your feelings like you're a lawyer making a case against existence. You, God, look at how bad this is. That kind of energy until you have a critical mass. And then, and this is the really weird part. Of a very weird process. Is now you're going to give personhood to all that pain. And you're going to blame it on this imaginary external character. Because, and it'll make sense, that's step number 2, is you personify the root cause, and that becomes your money monster. And it's really important, and here's why. We can talk about money. We can talk about life events. We can talk about all of that for years and years and years. And it's kind of abstract. But when you give it personhood, it suddenly becomes very real, like flesh.
So true. Yes.
Yeah. Like my first money monster was this big, scary, dirty, violent biker dude. I never knew that I felt that way about money until I had a coach. She said, Morgana, your life is a mess. If your money was a person, who would your money be? And in that moment, I saw it because I was already in so much pain in that moment that I was like, I don't even know why I'm alive kind of pain. That's why I said, if you're in that really dark place, you've already done step number 1. Yay, you. The rest of us, we have to go digging to get there. But when you have enough pain, put it onto a person because that gives you something you can relate to. And now we're speaking in the language of the subconscious. And the subconscious is where all of your beliefs, attitudes, and actions come from. And love our conscious mind. We are such a smart species. Yay, brains. And all of our beliefs, attitudes, and actions come from below the surface. So we need to speak to both. So you give it personhood, and this person has to be all bad, all bad. It cannot be you. Take the worst thing you've ever done, the worst thing you've ever said to yourself, the worst thing you've ever believed about yourself, take it out of you and put it into the mouth of this other being. It can't be you. It cannot be your parents.
Okay.
Because step number 3 is you're going to annihilate the monster.
So should it be anybody that we actually know?
Great question. I would recommend very, very strongly that it not be anybody in your life.
Okay.
And I would even say that it can use somebody who is in your life. It may look like somebody who was in your life, not your parents, but it's bigger. It's got it may feel like a person, but it has a supernatural quality. It is like the puppeteer who pulled the strings for anybody who ever hurt you your entire life. It is just a being whose essence is all bad.
Wow.
And focused on you, focused on limiting you, on kneecapping you so that you cannot have what you want, so that you cannot be what you want, so that you cannot do what you want.
I can see this being a challenge. I can see this being a challenge for some people, because some people have such a difficulty painting anybody in that light, no matter what.
Well, okay. So in my experience, people either have challenge with the monster or the other half. When I'm coaching, I usually spend a good at least 80% of the coaching process just in step number 1, digging deep enough to get a big enough pain, really get a full-blown, as big and bad as possible monster, because there's so much energy.
Yeah.
When you like step number 1, victim energy is kind of damp and heavy, but it's also sacred. There's so much energy in that. Step number 3 is when we make that decision, none of this gets to be in my life.
Yeah.
I reject all of this. None of this has permission to be in my life experience anymore. And the monster is so bad that it comes to a point that you know that this monster exists to destroy you.
Yeah.
It may be imaginary, it may be psychological, but it is also very, very real. And you can see that in your results. There's
that's a good
reason that you protect yourself from money. I did this with money or love. I used to protect myself from love. I had to slay my love monster. I met my husband 2 months later. 11 years ago, and we have been married 26 times in 21 countries. It entirely his idea to get married 100 times in 100 countries. I met him when I was 45. So, all that pent up energy of taking all the classes, coaches, all that kind of stuff to find the guy. I could only meet him when I got rid of the love monster and love became safe. I've done this with money. I do this with love. I've done this with health. Whatever the monster is, but mostly people come to me for the money monster. That's what I'm known for. So that's what I have the most testimonials for.
Yeah.
So it comes to a decision. Only one of you gets to survive.
Oh.
And you choose you. So I know that my audience is the love and light spiritual crowd. Even when my client owns a big data company or a telecommunications company or is a rancher or I get a lot of different professions. They're all mystics, behind the scenes, they're all mystical, magical, amazing people. So you come to that decision, only one of you gets to survive. And so my love and light vegan clients are like, it's time to kill the monster. And there's a
Ooh.
wonderful, it's like Kali from India, you know, or Saint Michael from Western religion, where you are slaying ignorance, you are slaying what no longer gets to be in your life experience, and you are choosing yourself. It's powerful, and it's how you rise. There's kind of that hot rising energy.
Yeah.
You rise above the victimhood. And you choose love, and you choose yourself, and you annihilate everything else in the form of this very real to you, even if it's completely imaginary, monster entity.
Yeah.
And you reject it, and then you have a void. And if it's all gone, like check energetically, if there's any trace of it left, make a little monster, blow that up, whatever you have to do. When it's totally gone, it will feel different than anything you've ever felt in your life, because you've lived with that monster your whole life and maybe generations before. And it ends with you. And some clients talk about feeling lighter, or the room looks brighter, or across the globe in Europe, the sun just came out. Or it can feel empty, or it can feel scary. All of which is fantastic. It's different. That's all I need to know. And that is when we move into love. Because when the monster is gone, all that exists is love. And we take that love and we give it a new personhood. And that is what I call your money honey. Feels like love, looks like love. But we call this person, and again, it's a person, we call it money because that's that area of life that needs our love and healing the most in order to move forward. It will have a holographic effect on every area of your life. Your human relationships will improve. Like your money improves, your human relationships improve, your health improves, because it's all intertwined. And mostly your relationship with yourself and life will improve. But we're going to call it money. Because we need to. We need to.
Yes.
And there was something really, what did I need to say? Oh, okay. Back in the olden days, because I first changed my relationship with money kind of accidentally this way of March 2020. And my original money honey was just this lovely, tall, dark, handsome, romantic, sweet, cute guy wearing a tuxedo, holding a bouquet of red flowers, who wanted to woo me. And it, oh my God, it just felt amazing and weird. Wow, money wanted to woo me. I haven't completed talking about the steps, but meeting your money honey is step number 4. After I changed my relationship with money, like almost overnight, literally within 24 hours, I had 4 people reaching out to me wanting to hire me. And over that week, I had 4 new clients paying me double what I'd ever charged before. And it just kept going and going. And I didn't tell you my before story. I really should have, but
we got a little sense of it. You got to.
I was struggling to make $100 a month living in Los Angeles.
That's not a good life.
Yeah, beat that. Don't. I did that so that you don't have to. I've made millions of dollars since then in constant conversation with my money honey. My money honey allows me to make money doing good in integrity. Because if something's not in integrity, I won't do it. You know, that just, it creates a block and friction. So my relationship with money has to be a person who is loving, who shares my values, who wants to save the world with me, and thinks that would be really fun. So about your money honey, just a couple of cliff notes. Your money honey is a person, doesn't have to be a person in your life. In fact, it's better if it's not, although I've had iterations of money honey that looked a lot like my husband, but it's still, you know, your money honey. Your money honey loves you more than anybody else in the world. and the love is unconditional. So that's the first thing, is you feel the love.
Wow. Yeah.
And it's someone you want to be with, and it's safe.
Mm-hmm.
There's no like mean, passive aggressive criticism tearing you down. That's like oh wow, new monster alert.
Yeah.
And in my experience, from those early days where I suddenly had all these clients who were not hiring me for money specifically, they were all like entertainment industry clients, but money issues would come up. So I would try out this new toy of my own experience. And in the beginning, it didn't work very well because I made a few mistakes. I didn't go deep enough into the pain, into the root cause.
Yeah, I can
That it
see
was
that.
always going to not actually be about money, but what's behind the money, which is always love, worth, safety, and power.
Yeah.
And the monster had to be real enough and gone enough. And the money honey has to be human. We tried cats, dogs, horses, boats, songs, like all of it.
Didn't work.
Cats don't know anything about money. No. So
good point.
And a lover archetype. If not a lover, an equal who adores you more than anybody in the world. So it's not going to be Jesus, money, honey up here, human being down there, or Oprah or Gandhi. You want a partner where, because you have the body. So I'm not trying to invent some money, honey Santa Claus who is going to shower you with gifts while you do nothing, because that doesn't evolve you. That doesn't empower you. That becomes another monster that disempowers you.
Yeah.
So what I like about a lover, and if you have a history of abuse that makes that not safe, no worries. No worries. I've had a lot of clients like you. You start with what is safe. I find that a lover has a certain yumminess that can heal a lot of other things. But if that isn't the right path for you, you can still win. You can still have great results with this. So I spent more time than I expected here. So step number 4. I love it. You meet your money honey. Step number, who is your life partner now, who loves you unconditionally. Presence is conditional. Love is unconditional, but because you have the body, you can always push money away. Primary ways we do that without even noticing is we devalue money. Yeah. Like giving your services away. It's sort of like cheating on your life partner with somebody who doesn't value you. Oh,
when you put it this way, it definitely gives it like, oh yes, I can totally see how that wouldn't work.
Yeah. It's like breaking his heart. How do I know? Because I did that a long time ago. And we had to have that frank conversation. Yeah. Because it will break, you can break your money honey's heart by devaluing yourself, rejecting him, her, whatever flavor your money honey is, going unconscious and taking money for granted. It's not that you're being punished or that you're unloved. It's that you really, truly can say, go away without even noticing that you're doing that. And when the money goes away, it's not punishing you. It's just like, hello, spiritual teacher, getting your attention. Time to get back into a relationship. Notice, do I have a new monster? Am I out of integrity with my partner here? What does he need? Mine is a he. She, doesn't matter. So step 4 is you meet your money honey. Step number 5 is now you learn how to have a dialogue. That's the great thing about making money a person. My first question when I met my first money honey 20 years ago in some months was, what do you need from me to allow you to be with me?
So empowering.
I had been pushing money away my whole life and had no clue that I was doing it. But now that I had this hot, hunky, sweetheart, safe, loving guy who wanted to be with me as money, I realized, whoa, I don't know how to let money be with me. So I asked. Now, the great thing about the mind is when you ask a question, you get a response. Yeah. If it doesn't work just in your head, do automatic writing. I love, love, love having conversations with my money honey. Me, blah, 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 complain. Money, honey, haha. And here's the response. So I asked that question back in the day, and my money honey's first response was, I need you to love me.
Mm.
And I need you to stop treating me like a monster. And that's where I began. And that was when I first noticed all the ways that I pushed money away, where I was ashamed to charge, or I was uncomfortable stating my fee, or I would put off depositing a check. Weird stuff that maybe none of you have ever done, but yeah, I'm the poster child to for all the things to do wrong first. And I was unconsciously repelling people who actively were pursuing me and wanted to hire me. And I had no idea that I was doing it until I understood that my original money from all the pain that I was in was that big, scary, dirty, violent, dangerous monster that I could never have money in my life if it was that guy. Got rid of him. Now it's love and cute. And I want to be a nice partner. So overnight, my behavior changed. The more loving I am, the more money feels welcome. To be with me to the degree money wants to be with me, which is really limitless. And I think I've made millions of dollars since starting off struggling to make $100 a month. So the 6 steps to review. Uncover the root cause, which is always going to be love, worth, safety, power. Take all that pain, the root cause, and give it personhood, and that's your money monster. That's step number 2. Step number 3 is annihilate the money monster by whatever means necessary. It's your imagination, lightsaber, machete. Oh my God. I had a client who used a meat grinder. Great.
Sure. Why not?
Whatever it takes. And I know that sounds so gory, and I don't even watch horror movies, but you do what you need to do to choose yourself. Step number 4 is you meet your money honey. Step number 5 is you have a conversation with your money honey. And step number 6, I didn't get to that, is action. Concrete, measurable action. Action is magical. Everything we've been doing has been very like in our head, a physical, full body neurological experience. But to make something real, you need to take a real action. So this is the moment where you make a commitment to your money honey that you're going to do something by some time, sooner rather than later. Doesn't even have to look like money. My client Katie up in Canada, I think it was Toronto, it was the dead of December, her money honey, and she agreed that she would go skating. Why? I don't know. But when the idea came up and she ran it by her money honey, he was like, yeah, lit up like a Christmas tree, excited. That's what I want us to do. Fun. And here's the kicker is she didn't do it. Like, she committed to do it, and then the next day she didn't do it because she was so worried about money and making money that she didn't have time to go skating. So day number 2, nothing changes. Day number 3, she didn't do it.
Nothing changes.
Nothing changed. And then the next day, she took her 10-year-old son out to the skating rink. They skated for hours. They had a wonderful heart connection. She went home. She got a phone call out of the blue, giving her $10,000 without her even having to ask for it. And that was the beginning of a new lifelong, love-centered relationship.
Wow. So much. Oh my gosh. So we're coming down to the end of our time, and your 6 steps are so powerful. I know we went deep. You are so generous in sharing the process.
I gave as much as I could in the moment, as best I could in the little bit of time we have. Obviously, this is not something that I expect anybody to master in an hour.
Yeah, absolutely. And don't do it alone. I can imagine doing it alone. We stop before we see the thing that we didn't want to see to begin with.
That, by the way, that is a beautiful point, is to really go deep. Again, change happens at the speed of safety.
I love that. So
Do
great.
not go so deep that you re-traumatize yourself or harm yourself. I find it easier, even for myself. I will have a witness. I can go deeper in the presence of another human being because I know I will come out the other side.
Oh, that's such a compassionate way to say that too. Beautiful. Oh, so you guys do this if you want to, or get into Morgana's world and do it with her support and her tools, because it is a powerful process. So few things that I want to extract as we're wrapping up that just really stood out. Change happens at the speed of safety. I think that is a very compassionate invitation for light workers who really need to feel safe, and money has been and safe for us. Yeah.
And for the light workers and the healers.
Yeah.
If it's in your life for your client, if change isn't happening, something isn't safe.
Yeah.
And that's a very good reason for change to not happen. So create the safety first. When I coach a client, some people are really easy peasy, like they're already in the pain and it can go very, very quickly. And some people, it can take hours to very gently coax as deep as we need to go.
Yeah.
It's a lot of, I used to belong to a bunch of 7-figure coach masterminds back in the day because it honestly, it boosted my ego. Disclosure. And I got out of that because there were just so many coaches complaining about stuck clients as if it was the client's fault. And clients resisting. And that that is because something isn't ready and something isn't safe. And that's why you hire a coach.
Yeah.
So
so beautiful. No, that was actually really beautiful. Earlier today, and it won't be in this order that you guys are watching this, but earlier today we recorded a conversation for the salon, and we touched upon the changes that are happening in the industry, in the coaching healing industry. And what you just spoke to is like, it's got to be in the field, because what you just spoke to is such a beautiful way to say, yeah, like this is something that didn't work and it doesn't work, and it still happens all the time. And it's time for us to be different with it.
I want to speak again to that. Because really, I've been in the coaching industry since almost the beginning. I started coaching in, I think it was 94.
Yeah. Wow.
And I think that it sort of started maybe 2 years before that, officially, as we know life coaching now. And so I've really seen the permutations of the business from one-on-one to massive e-commerce. And I've really pulled back from the years of having thousands of clients and customers and all that, because people fall through the cracks. And that's not their fault.
Yeah.
And I have always sort of taken offense at the blaming the client.
Yeah.
You can, as a coach, I can really only have so much bandwidth to really be with so many people as deep and with as much love as I want. So I'm watching as friends who made millions and millions of dollars with the online launches actually went out of business.
Yeah.
Because I think we want the savvy of knowing how to approach our work as business people.
Yes.
But we also really, why do this instead of something else if we aren't actually really helping people?
Go sell shoes.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I think it's a great profession, especially especially if the shoes have high arches, arch support. But yeah, you can, at least for someone like me who wants 100% client happiness, that is always, that's the measure of success. Let's assume that every client is a problem child, because all human beings are problem children. We want to be loved. We hurt. We're special, right?
Yes.
All of us. And can you really give what every problem child needs? Whether it's 100 people, 1,000 people, 5 people, 10 people, you just have to know. based on what you do and how you do it.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
you best serve.
Yeah. That's so beautiful. And oh my gosh, I feel like there is a whole other conversation that gets to happen that we would tap into your wisdom. So I'm already putting a pin in it because
Okay.
we are at the end of our time. And that last piece was really juicy and really powerful. So thank you for sharing and thank you for allowing yourself to go there with us. I really appreciate you, Morgana. Yeah, you have so much wisdom and experience in it. And what you just shared, there is, like I said, there is a whole new stream that opened up that I think our audience needs to hear. So you'll be back. Of course, we would love to have you back.
In a heartbeat.
I'm already assuming you'll be back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for anybody who
Mhm.
liked this little taster and wants to go deeper.
Yes.
I would say go to my website, morganarae.com. And the first thing you'll see is a 4-part money magnetic video gift at the top. Start. Yeah. Some of it will be review. Some of it will be stuff you didn't hear while we were here, because I never repeat the, same thing twice. And you'll find lots, besides the video gift, you'll find lots of other resources, hundreds of articles and videos. So just, search by where you're stuck and you will find a bunch of material for that. I want you to have a breakthrough. That's the whole point why I do like a free talk like this. And the most important thing of all, if and when something fantastic and fascinating happens, you must let me know.
Oh, it's so good. Yes. Yes. That's how you give back, right? Let us know it's working. Yes.
I met a woman 2 days ago that I had never heard of before, that I'm going to be on her podcast next year. She bought my book and it exploded her income. And then she decided to use the same thing on love. And now she has her love life partner. And, one of my favorite private clients of all time, doing my book just by itself, had her first $250,000 sales month.
Yeah.
Before I ever knew who she was.
Yeah.
So whether it's millions or it's hundreds, or you just love yourself. And by the way, that's not a just, like that is.
Yeah.
That is what this is all about. The money stuff is like a very nice side dish.
Yeah.
But if you do the process and you love yourself, I want to hear about it.
So you can go to morganarae.com or click the button below this video, because the button will lead you right there. Claim your gift, go through the process, get into Morgana's world and get more of this juice. I'm so excited about this conversation. Thank you for having it in the salon. Thank you for being back with us and your wisdom, Morgana. I appreciate you. Click the button and we'll see you at the next conversation. Bye for now.